Now, the third entry in our series will discuss 1936's The Lower Depths, directed by the almost legendary Jean Renoir. You might recognize Jean Gabin, who starred in 1962's A Monkey in Winter, one of our earliest FOTDs. So the thing that I find jarring about Renoir's film, I have to get this off of my chest, is the complete avoidance of any socialist realism that Gorky's play inspired in others. Rather, this comes across as one of these typical, and typically enjoyable, French comedies of errors. If you have no idea what the context of this narrative was, that is probably exactly what one would perceive this film as. Now, this film is a spectacular act of direction from Jean Renoir. In case you would care to experience some directorial finesse 101 with Jean Renoir's strengths in mind, do watch The Lower Depths. Observe how this essentially theatrical material is rendered superior for a mastery of cinematic composition. The camera is playful, the lighting is dynamic, and the framing is so painterly. It flowed through Renoir's blood. I've always adored Renoir's approach to cinema, and I can understand why Orson Welles held such a reverence for him. Some of the interiors in this film reminded me, on occasion, of Welles' interior staging in The Magnificent Ambersons. But yes, to briefly touch upon the narrative distinctions that Renoir brought to The Lower Depths, this film comes across as a bourgeois film for the bourgeoisie, so to speak. I don't particularly care, I just noticed it. I loved viewing this film so that I could observe and admire Renoir's filmmaking ability. I don't think this is necessarily considered a major classic of Jean Renoir's filmography, and I can see why. This obviously doesn't truly compare with the quality of his best films, and narratively it just comes and goes, and thematically it's hollow, I don't know. I just love indulging in Renoir's filmmaking, more or less. Hey, observe how narrative cinema staging, particularly this example of basically celluloid theatre, was mastered by Renoir in 1936. The sound era was new, the rigidity of the camera was relaxing, and Renoir demonstrated the total capabilities of the medium in a manner that few, if any, could compare to during the 1930s, at least insofar as traditional film narrative productions go, driven by dialogue and interior sets, let's say. Hollywood cinema, non-epic, theatrical cinema, I guess if I want to call it anything, you might think of something better to refer to it as. Something more efficient / effective. But anyway, so that's my brief take on Renoir's The Lower Depths. Great window into Renoir's creativity, although perhaps a misguided take on Gorky's play. Have a great one.